If you ever needed to know how much fight Notts have got left, they certainly showed it in that second half.
Yeah, of course. And the difficult thing is, we were a bit nervy in our passing first half, in the quality of our balls forward. It was completely the opposite from the Stevenage game where we played real quality balls forward and the energy and tempo was there. So, we were a little bit nervy. We're disappointed with their equaliser because it comes from our attack, which we've been good at lately. And like I say, the half-time team talk, we wanted to correct a few things. We talked about the distances between the units and how we could, as a team, get at them more. And you go out and within 2 minutes, your team talk's gone out the window. But boys were brilliant. And even Stubbsy, I know his head was down after the moment with the sending off, but he then got on with it, rolled his sleeves up and defended like a lion.
I was going to ask you about the first half. Why do you think it was a bit nervy and so unlike what you'd done so well in the first half at Stevenage?
Yeah, I think you've got to give credit to the opposition sometimes. There's two teams out there, one team makes the other sometimes do things, and Keith's obviously been very vocal with how disappointed he was last week. I knew that they would come out and we'd have that little bit of a wounded animal, and we did. They come out and they were in our faces, and we ended up rushing clearances and under hitting a lot of them, and then the pressure comes back a little bit, and then when we tried to pass we misplaced a few and we never got a rhythm going, and like I say, still despite that we could have gone in 1-0 up and that would have been a bonus. But like I say, second half, unbelievable.
Talk about that incident then that takes place less than 2 minutes into the second half. Obviously Sam Stubbs leaves his back pass a little bit short. Out comes Ryan Schofield, does everything right in fairness to him, doesn't he? Make sure he's outside of the penalty area, pulls him down, gets sent off, yes, but at least they've not scored. And then you must just curse your luck when you go, oh, it's a Bobbins free kick and it's deflected in.
Well, when you saw where the free kick was, it's a dangerous one. You look and go, if they can hit the target from here, it's going to be very difficult to save. But obviously to have a deflection, that makes it even worse. And at that point it's easy to just think, well, we've got no chance now, we're behind and we've got to chase a game. So for Steady and Kane to do their bit to get the equaliser back was fantastic. I think we changed shape about 3 times in the second half. When Steady ran out of legs, we needed a bit more height because they were going to hurt us from set pieces. They were so big. So obviously we then brought Birdie on and went to a 5. We played a sort of 4 diamond 1 when before that, and we was changing just to try and keep things solid through the middle of the pitch, and the boys did it really, really well. Go on. I was going to say we had to ride our luck a little bit, and Ross had to make a couple of good saves, but you expect that.
Yeah, how impressed were you by how Ross is able to come in? I always think it's got to be really difficult for a goalkeeper because they never expect to play when they're on the bench. And particularly you can be on the bench then for weeks and weeks at a time to stay engaged and to come on and play as well as he did.
Yeah, well, that's what you train for. Norman puts them through their paces in training. That's why you train so hard, because you need to be ready when you're called upon, and he was, and it was hard for him because the first shot goes in through a deflection. So, but like I say, the character in that dressing room and the work ethic, it's a million miles away from when we first arrived back in December, and like I say, that's all we can do. People say to me, all we can ask for you to do is fight for us and give everything, and that's what the boys are doing.
How much of a loss will Ryan Schofield be for the next 3 games? I've only got 5 left.
Is that how much it is? 3? Is it? I wasn't.
Well, I mean, it's a straight red, so yeah. I'm just guessing that it's going to be a 3.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of what that is, but of course it's going to be a loss because we've only got them 2 goalkeepers, and then we've got young goalkeepers after that. So it's going to be a loss, as in, there's no doubt in Ross can come in and do brilliant for us, and he will, just like he did today. But we'll probably have obviously a young lad on the bench, which you then hope that nothing happens to Ross.
For an as it stands table, for a lot of today, you were outside of the relegation zone. I think that was the first time the club's been outside of the bottom 2 since the 3rd of November. But Yeovil, as fate would have it, luck would have it, go and equalise at Swindon in stoppage time. So it's as you were really, with 5 games left, up for the fight, I guess.
Of course, and I'll say it all again. The twists and turns there'll be. We know it. When we played Exeter here, we had a point, Macclesfield didn't, and then within 30 seconds at the end of both games, that turns on its head. So there's loads of twists and turns. Today, when we're 1-0 up, you're thinking 1-0 up at home, great, and obviously it turned out to be a totally different game.
And last week you called on the fans to really get behind your team when you returned to home. Do you think they did that today?
Oh, incredible. I know they wanted us to push forward a bit more and try and score and get a winner, but it's very, very difficult. You have to sometimes respect the point, and we didn't do that at Exeter. We just lost our concentration late on, and like you say, every point's vital, particularly with our goal difference. So we have to say it's a good point, and we have to say the team are playing well and they're giving everything, and at the moment that's not a bad place to be with where we are.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.